Welcome to Cultivating Buddhism, where we explore the timeless and profound wisdom of the Buddha and its relevance in our modern lives. Today, we delve into a question that has intrigued scholars, practitioners, and curious minds for centuries. Is Buddhism a philosophy? This inquiry is not merely academic, but touches the very essence of what Buddhism represents. Buddhism is often described as a philosophy, a way of life, or a spiritual path. But what exactly is the Dhamma, and how does it fit into these categories? As we embark on this journey, we will explore the core teachings of the Buddha and how they resonate with, yet transcend, the boundaries of traditional philosophical thought. We will not only compare the Buddha's teachings with the philosophical ideas of great thinkers throughout history, but also uncover how the Dhamma moves beyond intellectual inquiry to become a practical guide for living a life of mindfulness, compassion, and peace. Whether you are new to Buddhism or a seasoned practitioner, this video aims to inspire deeper reflection and a stronger connection with the teachings of the Buddha, exploring the path to wisdom and liberation. The sublime Dhamma, enshrined in these sacred texts, deals with truths and facts that can be tested and verified by personal experience. It is not concerned with theories and speculations, which may be accepted as profound truths today and discarded tomorrow. This is the strength of Buddhism, its unwavering commitment to truth grounded in direct experience, offering clarity in a world often clouded by illusion and fleeting concepts. The Buddha did not expound revolutionary philosophical theories, nor did he attempt to create a new material science. In plain terms, he explained both what is within and what is without, insofar as it concerns emancipation from the ills of life, and revealed the unique path of deliverance. This path, known as the Noble Eightfold Path, is the guiding light leading beings away from suffering, towards liberation from the endless cycle of birth and death. Furthermore, the Buddha did not teach all that he knew. On one occasion, while the Buddha was staying in a forest, he took a handful of leaves and said, "O bhikkhus, what I have taught you is comparable to the leaves in my hand, and what I have not taught you to the leaves in the forest." This profound analogy humbly reveals the vastness of wisdom still untold, encouraging us to realize that what we have learned is only a glimpse of the infinite truth. He taught what he deemed was absolutely essential for one's purification, and was characteristically silent on questions irrelevant to his noble mission. This silence is not a withholding but an invitation, a call to explore the path for oneself, to step into the unknown and find wisdom in the depths of silence. Incidentally, he forestalled many a modern scientist and philosopher. Heraclitus, 500 BCE, believed that everything flows and that the universe is a constant becoming. He taught that nothing ever is, everything is becoming. It was he who made the famous statement that a person cannot step into the same stream twice. This resonates with the Buddha's teaching on impermanence, anicca, where nothing remains the same. Every moment is in a state of flux. Pythagoras, 532 BCE, taught, among other things, the theory of transmigration of souls. The Buddha, while acknowledging the cycle of rebirth, reframed it as a consequence of karma, without the necessity of a permanent soul, anatta. Descartes, 1596 to 1650, declared the necessity of examining all phenomena at the bar of reasonable doubt. This echoes the Buddha's invitation to examine the Dhamma critically, not through blind faith, but through experiential insight. Ehipassiko, come and see for yourself. Spinoza, 1632 to 1677, while admitting the existence of a permanent reality, asserted that all existence is transitory. In his opinion, sorrow was to be conquered by finding an object of knowledge which is not transient, not ephemeral, but is immutable, permanent, everlasting. In contrast, the Buddha taught that clinging to the idea of permanence is itself the cause of suffering. Liberation lies in accepting impermanence and letting go of attachment. Berkeley, 1685 to 1776, thought that the so-called atom was a metaphysical fiction. Similarly, the Buddha deconstructed the notion of a self, showing it to be an aggregation of fleeting mental and physical phenomena without any substantial core. Hume, 1711 to 1776, analyzed the mind and concluded that consciousness consists of fleeting mental states. This aligns with the Buddha's teaching of the 5 aggregates, khandhas, where consciousness is a transient process rather than an enduring entity. In the view of Hegel, 1770 to 1831, the entire phenomenon is a becoming. This is in harmony with the Buddha's vision of samsara, the endless cycle of becoming and ceasing. Schopenhauer, 1788 to 1860, in his World as Will and Idea, has presented the truth of suffering and its cause in Western garb. His recognition of suffering parallels the Buddha's first noble truth, yet the Buddha goes beyond to offer a remedy, the cessation of suffering through the Noble Eightfold Path. Henry Bergson, 1859 to 1941, advocated the doctrine of change and emphasized the value of intuition. While Bergson celebrated intuition, the Buddha emphasized the importance of insight, vipassana, gained through meditative practice as the means to true wisdom. William James, 1842 to 1910, referred to a stream of consciousness and denied the existence of a soul. This correlates with the Buddha's teaching of anatta, the understanding that there is no abiding self, only a stream of ever-changing phenomena. The Buddha expounded these truths of transience, anicca, sorrow, dukkha, and soullessness, anatta, more than 2,560 years ago. These are not mere philosophical musings. They are the very essence of existence, leading to the profound realization that all compounded things are subject to decay. The key to liberation lies in understanding this nature and detaching from it. The moral and philosophical teachings of the Buddha are to be studied, to be practiced, and above all to be realized by one's own intuitive wisdom. It is not enough to merely intellectualize the Dhamma. It must be embodied in one's life. The truth lies not in books but in the heart that sees clearly. As such, the Dhamma is compared to a raft which enables one to cross the ocean of life. Yet, like a raft, it must be let go of once the shore of enlightenment is reached, for it is a means, not an end in itself. Buddhism, therefore, cannot strictly be called a philosophy because it is not merely the love of inducing the search after wisdom, nor is Buddhism a hypothetical interpretation of the unknown, as in metaphysics, or of the inexactly known, as in ethics or political philosophy. It is a path of liberation, rooted in direct experience and aimed at transcending suffering. It is a guide to transforming one's life, not just a framework for intellectual exploration. If by philosophy is meant an inquiry not so much after certain particular facts as after the fundamental character of this world in which we find ourselves, and of the kind of life which such a world it behooves us to live, Buddhism may approximate to a philosophy, but it is very much more comprehensive. It is a way of being, a way of seeing, and ultimately, a way of awakening to the truth beyond concepts. Philosophy deals mainly with knowledge and is not concerned with practice, whereas Buddhism lays special emphasis on practice and realization. The Dhamma is lived, not merely pondered. It is the embodiment of wisdom through compassionate action, mindfulness, and the pursuit of enlightenment. Reflecting on our journey, as we have seen, Buddhism offers much more than a theoretical framework or an abstract search for wisdom. It is a living, breathing practice that transforms lives. While philosophy often seeks to understand the nature of existence through intellectual means, the Buddha's path calls us to move beyond thinking and into direct experience. The Dhamma is not a set of doctrines to be believed, but a path to be walked, a path that leads to the end of suffering and the discovery of lasting peace and joy. In a world constantly changing, filled with uncertainty and fleeting moments, Buddhism invites us to ground ourselves in the present and realize the truth of impermanence, suffering, and non-self. It teaches us not to cling to concepts but to awaken to the nature of reality through mindful living and compassionate action. Through this practice, we find true liberation, not only in understanding life's fundamental nature, but in transforming our very experience of it. If you found value in this discussion and want to continue exploring the depth and wisdom of Buddhism, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Cultivating Buddhism, and share your thoughts in the comments. May the teachings of the Buddha bring you peace and guide you on your path to enlightenment.